Okay, today we are going to talk about how we can iterate over arrays on the canvas with conditionals. So we're going to be combining the two foundational concepts of iteration and selection. My brain starter for you is I made an array above, sort the elements in any way you see fit. So some people might choose to put strawberries and mangoes and cherries together because they are fruits and everything else is separate. Other people might choose to put rice and pasta together because they are starches and everything else. Maybe the chicken and the chopped cheese go together because they are meats. Okay, so iterating on canvas with arrays on the canvas is amazing, but sometimes you want to do different actions for different elements in the array. And that's where selection comes in. So we're going to try it. Please open up an editor and title it 1.16 Array Iteration with Conditionals AP. And I need you to please connect the Collide library. This is a reminder that you should pause this video, rewind this video, do whatever you need so you're getting this information. Okay, and if you got this, just ignore it for now. Okay, so here we are. If I press run, you can see mine says it's connected to the Collide library. I'm gonna do one different thing that we haven't been doing recently and at all. I am going to come to where I would make a variable and I'm gonna credit the Collide library. So I'm gonna say Collide library. So I'm gonna come to the P5 Collide library site. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to add it to the top. Now, I don't know if you remember sounds when we did sounds so long ago. This is the same thing. We're giving credit to an alternative resource that you have used. I'm starting to do this now because it's really important when you do your create task, which we're building to, that you give credit to external sources. You could do it at the top. You also could do it at the bottom. It doesn't matter. I'm going to keep mine at the top. Okay, so what we are going to do, I'm going to start with a comment in my draw function of what we're going to do. Okay, we are going to, this is my first example. We are going to first make an array, sorry about that, an array of words. Then we are going to use a for loop to iterate over the array. Make the words appear on the canvas, one on the left and one on the right, and so on. So it's going to look like, I don't know, first word, second word, third word, fourth word, fifth word, sixth word, and so on. Okay, so we first need to make an array of words. So I'm going to come up, word list, and I'm in my setup, going to say word list equals, and I am going to do, I am lacking creativity right now. I'm going to do books that I have. No, I will do fruits. Apple, banana. You can do whatever you'd like. Orange, kiwi, strawberry, plum, peach, that's a long one, grapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want 2 more fruits, which I don't know why are hard to come up with. Guava, mango. Okay, now what we want is we want each to appear on the other side. So guava, banana, orange, kiwi, strawberry, plum, and so on. So I'm going to use a for loop. So I'm going to set one up in my draw function. And I'm going to start var end. We always start at 0. End less than word list dot length. End plus equal 1. That is kind of our general. And I am going to first try and just get each text on the canvas. So I'm going to do text, parentheses, word list bracket end. That's going to represent each individual word, comma. I want them going down this time, so I'm going to give it like an X, maybe 50. And if I put it just like the word in, then you will see that they're all on top of each other. But I don't want that. So I can use, multiplication like we talked about yesterday and addition. Let's see what that looks like. I want them a little bit more spread out. So I'm going to try 40. Okay, I think I'm going to change this to 20. Great, that looks amazing. Now, remember, we could also, if we wanted, console.log our end. If you ever wanted, you could also console.log word list bracket in so that you could see them all. But I'm going to comment that out because I don't want to crash. So what we are going to do, and I'm actually going to go ahead and look at my list here, my array. I want apple, orange, kiwi, orange, strawberry, peach, and guava on the left. I want banana, kiwi, plum, grapes, and mango on the right. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm actually going to go ahead and separate it the way we did our color array. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the index numbers. Okay, so if I want apple, orange, strawberry, peach, and guava, those index numbers are 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. If I want banana, kiwi, plum, grapes, and mango, then that is 3, 5, 7, and 9. So hopefully you can recognize that the ones I want on the left are even numbers, and the ones I want on the right are odd numbers. So I'm going to add that as a comment. We want the even index numbered elements on the left and the odd index numbered elements on the right. I don't know if you remember how we can figure out if something is even or odd. We can use mod 2 to determine. So inside of this, we want to check, is the index number even? So I can do that by saying if, can set up a conditional inside of my for loop. In fact, I'll add an end of for loop. If my index number, mod 2, is even, that would be equals 0. I'm just going to start right now with a console.log end is even. And you can see that it's telling me 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 is 0, is even. But I'm going to comment that out. If it's even, I want it to appear on the left, which is what we just had. I'm actually going to delete it from down below. And you can see it does apple, orange, strawberry, peach, guava. Else, you could also do an else if. If it's not even, I could add a console.log that says end is not even is odd. It's telling me it's odd. I want this to appear, but this time, instead of at 50 for my x, I'm going to make it at maybe 300. And there you go. We've done it. I'm going to save for a second just so that I have that there. And then we're going to check out our second example. Okay, so I'm just going to come down below. In fact, I just feel like that was a lot. So I'm going to add a little barrier. Okay, our example 2 is I want to make an array of colors like we did yesterday, iterate over the array to make each color a rectangle, or let's do, I think ellipses are prettier today, an ellipse. And then we're going to make each ellipse collidable. I don't know if that is how you would spell that word, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so we need to make an array of colors. I'm personally going to put myself in HSB, as you all know. And I am going to make my color list. Just a reminder that if I am going too fast, you can pause this video, rewind this video, do whatever you need. Okay, you can also see right here that I'm going to press enter in between just so that it's a little easier for me to see my colors. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole rainbow. So I'll do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. And I just copied and pasted. Please note that there are commas after each one except the last one. So I'm going to do 30, 60, 120, maybe 200, 270, and 330. And you all know I love adding the comments. You don't need to, but I'm going to. Yellow, green, blue, purple, and pink. Okay, so check. Iterate over the array to make each color an ellipse. So we are going to set up the same type of for loop that we did yesterday. So we are going to say bar. Maybe I'll do I'll do end num this time. Starting at 0, well, end num is less than my color list length. End num plus equals 1, not 12. We can save it as well if we need. And I want to make an ellipse. I want them going across, so I'm going to do end num, and maybe I'm going to do, 40 times, and we'll see how that works. I'm going to put it at 100 and maybe 40, comma 30. What does that look like? Okay. I think I'm going to make it 30 and 30. Great. I want to move them over, so I'm going to add, remember, this is just, we're kind of playing around with them. Maybe I'm going to move them over 100. Fantastic. No, I don't like that it's not in the middle. I'm going to do 80. And I'm going to move them down just a little so we're not on the word orange. 150. At least I'm not on the word. Okay, we want to fill with a color, so I'm going to fill with my color list bracket end num. Amazing. This is great. Okay, we want to make them collidable. But what number do we have to represent each of the ellipses? It's here, and it's relying on the end num variable, which means if we want to do that, we need to do it inside of the curly brackets. So to check if one of the ellipses we made in the for loop is collidable, you must make your conditional inside the for loop. So I'm going to do if, I'm going to set myself up. If collide point ellipse, and I'm going to do it just as I would, mouse X, mouse Y. And then for my ellipse coordinates, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start with a console.log that said hit ellipse. And maybe I'm going to add a plus end, like hit ellipse number. Okay, and let's just try and run that. You'll notice it's not saying anything right now, but then when I come here, it's saying I hit ellipse number 10. Interesting. They're all saying 10. Huh. Well, we're going to investigate that. But first, let's make it do something. Maybe I want it to... Okay, so I think what I want to do is if hit, turn black. Some of you might think that we could just fill with 0. But you'll notice that's not happening. So what we need to do, the reason it's not working, sorry, is because I'm using endnum in here. Let's see it now. Hit 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, that didn't change color though. What we'll need to do is we will actually need to change the color inside of the array, excuse me. So we're going to say the color list, bracket endnum, I want to change to black. And there you go. Sorry about that. Okay, so it looks like we have gotten this. I am so proud of you. This is not an easy concept. I'm going to save this. You should as well. Can't wait to see what you can make.